Hi folks, and welcome to Maths and Physics for You. Today we're going to do the solution of a trigonometric function, that is a periodic function, which is like a wave function that repeats itself. And this is an example, like sine 2x, we are given the equation sine 2x equals to minus 1 over root 2. So in this example, we have a minus sign, a negative 1 over root 2, and we are given the domain so that we find the exact values of x, the angle x. We are given the domain between minus pi and plus pi, radians. We are talking in radians. If it was in degrees, it would be minus 180 degrees to plus 180 degrees. All right? Okay, so the first thing to notice here is that we have sine 2x, not x. All right, so the next step here we can see is that because we have x given the domain for x, we multiply this by 2. So we have from x, we go to 2x. It would be now between minus 2 pi multiplied by 2 and 2. Minus 2 pi and plus 2 pi. So that's what we got now. Okay, now this is the angle 2x. Now we ask ourselves, which angle has its sine equals to 1 over root 2? So let's ignore the negative. The first thing in the solution, we ignore the negative sign of the value and find the basic angle. This is the basic angle. That is the angle that is in the first quadrant. If we have the unit circle like this, this is the first quadrant between 0 and pi over 2. Between 0 and pi over 2, or between 0 and 90 degrees, this is the first quadrant. So in solving equations like that, first thing we find the basic angle, or the first quadrant angle, that corresponds to plus 1 over root 2. And we should know that the angle that has its sine equals to 1 over root 2, which angle it has a sine 1 over root 2? From your knowledge, it should be 45 degrees. Okay, the one that has sine 1 over root 2, or sometimes they say root 2 over 2. If you rationalize, that is the same. See, minus root 1 over root 2. This is the same thing, like minus root 2 over 2. Because if you multiply this by root 2, the numerator by root 2 and the denominator by root 2, you get minus root 2 over 2. So it depends which way you remember it or you know it. So this is angle pi over 4. So basic angle here is pi over 4. If we look at it in the unit circle, this is the angle, pi over 4. That is the basic angle. Alright, so it's like this one. This is pi over 4, 45 degrees. Alright, corresponds to this point. Okay. But we are not after the first angle because we are given negative. Now we keep going with the steps. So let's make a table here of values. This represents the angle 2x, and this represents the angle x. So this is about the angle, right, 2x. Okay, because this is negative, the sign is negative. In which quadrant the sign is negative? We know that the sign is negative in the third and fourth quadrants. That is because this is y. Y is negative here. See? The sign is actually represented by the y value on the unit circle. And it is negative below the x-axis. So it's negative in the third and fourth quadrants. All right. So let's go with the domain. So this domain represents as if we have two domains, one from 0 to 2 pi 0 to 2 pi, and the rest, the other, let's write it here, from minus 2 pi to 0. So we split it as if it is, we go in positive direction, and we have also from the negative direction, like that. Okay, so let's do the positive one first. That is 2x from 0 to 2 pi. And we have a negative solution, a negative here. So the third quadrant. So we have, must be here, which is pi. You go up to here, must be this point here. So it's pi plus pi over 4. Because that's the basic angle. Right? So we have like that. This is pi plus pi over 4, which is 5 pi over 4. So we write it here. Angle 2x, because this is what we're talking about. This is angle 2x. So 2x, angle 2x, pi plus pi over 4 equals to 5 pi over 4. Alright, so this is like x1, 2x1, the solution. We are talking here, first solution, 1. But we want x, not 2x, so we divide by 2. What we do? We divide by 2. So 5 pi over 4 divided by 2, you get 5 pi over 8. So this is the first solution. Let's call this equals x1. Alright? Okay, now what is the second solution? It's on the fourth quadrant. The one that is just symmetric to this one, on the other side. Which means we can get it by going in the positive direction, 2 pi, then we go backwards in the negative. So 2 pi minus pi over 4. What do we have? 2 pi minus pi over 4. Alright, so 2 pi and go backwards. So 2 pi minus pi over 4. If you simplify, this is 2 pi is 8 pi over 4. So minus pi over 4, you get 7 pi over 4. Alright, so this is 2x. We are after x, so divide again by 2. So that gives you 7 pi over 8. So this is x2. Like x2, this is the second solution. Alright, we call it on that side. Okay, yeah. Okay, now we finished from this domain, the positive side. Now we're doing on the negative side. This is on the negative, minus 2 pi to 0. Okay, so going in the negative direction, this is like clockwise, means negative direction. So the first solution in this fourth quadrant is this one. So you got minus pi over 4. It's a negative because we're going in the negative direction. So this is third solution. 2x equals to minus pi over 4. So x will be divided by 2, you got minus pi over 8. So this is x3. We got one more solution to go. The one that is opposite, the symmetric one, on this side. Okay? So one way to do that, we say up to here is minus pi. If you go like that, it's minus pi. So at this point, you go like this in the negative direction. This is negative pi. And we know this angle is pi over 4. Because this is pi over 4. And this is pi over 4. The whole thing is 90 degrees, pi over 2. So you can say minus pi, but now you go in the positive direction like that. So you add plus pi over 4, plus pi over 4. Simplify, that gives you minus 3 pi over 4. Divide by 2, you get minus 3 pi over 8. So this is the second solution here. Okay, at this point, in the negative 1. At this point, okay, so this is minus 3 pi over 2. So what we got here is the 2x, alright, but we're dividing it to get the fourth value. So this is actually, this is x4, the fourth solution, right? Yeah, so we have here 4 solutions. x1, x2, x3, and x4. And that's it for this question. Okay, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. If you have any question or comment, please let me know. Thank you, and see you in the next video.